Ladies and gentlemen, it's KarlosTheJackal from Geeking Up a Notch at geekingupnotch.co.uk, and here we are for your next part in my Sonic Lost World full play, and this is Tropical Coast. I'm not a huge fan of Tropical Coast. It's alright, it just feels, I don't know, it just feels like a slightly more polished version of the first zone. Yeah, it's clackers. Well, not so more polished, or more. Well, it just feels like they took the first zone and went, there you go. And this part confused the living hell out of me. But I do like the throwback of some of the enemies in here, and because the I forget the enemy's name. Is it Jaws from Sonic 2? He's just there. I can't remember his name. I'm sure it's Jaws. Me just trying to play around with the parkour system, trying to see what I can do. And then it's the egg machines from Sonic Heroes. The game really is playing off the fact that nostalgia and a lot of the enemies, which is never always a bad thing. It's just a bit like, well, I know this is the point I thought, sod it, I'm not fighting them again. I'm involved with this big bug thing, which I then couldn't get over one of the wisps, and I was so okay. This thing and the snowball, which is on the, I'm not sure if it's on this one or a later one, wasn't exactly easy to control. They were quite difficult to control, and I wasn't a fan of them, to be honest. I was a bit like, oh. Once again I got here and I'm like, well, now what do I do? Oh, I'm going to wait till I get out of this thing, but there's no way to get out, just voluntarily pop yourself out. You have to sort of wait till it explodes and then get hit randomly by the chicken. There we go. I didn't think the 10 rings were worth it, so I popped straight up and missed. Did it that time. All the rings in the middle, all the rings at the bottom. Thought, oh, I've got to get the ones at the very bottom. Nope, couldn't get them. I thought I'll slow down and try and get it. Nope. Right, let's try and aim up a little bit then and get it. Ah, sod it, let's just go on. This was also, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just that little bit was the first bit of slowdown the game had, and I ran off the edge. Not quite sure why I ran off the edge there, but I just did. And then I was annoyed, so I decided to take my frustration out on these backnicks. And then get killed by one. I hope you've all been enjoying this series so far. Well, I say series, this full play. It was interesting for me to play through. It's definitely a different type of Sonic game. One that I enjoyed a lot, but there's a lot of weak parts in it as well. I would have thought the spin attack in the older games would have hurt him then, but in the new games it doesn't. So, see, this time I decided I weren't going to take in that annoying rolly thing. I was trying to get up to the top, but couldn't. So, ignored them all. Just jumped straight into the pool of water. Almost missed it, but I got it there. I decided to forget the thing this time, and then once again, there's a tiny bit of slowdown. Not a great deal, but enough to make you go, what the hell. So in this game's meant to run at a smooth 60 frames, you know. And then I died again then, of the crabs, and was slightly... Yeah, I couldn't... They've changed lots of things how they work, like a lot of enemies you can't just jump on anymore here and touch, you have to do the kick first, things like that, and it's not something that's very intuitive straight away. And I still keep trying to use the side steps with the triggers. But I must admit, I do enjoy the parkour moves. Some of them are slightly annoying, but you know, they're... I'm trying to remember who the boss thing is for this one. Oh, and future reference, I don't enjoy these cloud sections. I find them very awkward to control. And several times almost fell off. And for this section to be the first time you introduced to a cloud section, I thought it was a bit harsh. In one of the later zones, there's another cloud level, and I think it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to land on. Gives them more bigger instead of this one where it's quite like pillars. I was kind of hoping to land onto it, but I messed up completely, but never mind. I do like how they brought the flickies back in as like a part of the game.
Alas, poor Cubot. I knew him well.
Arr, me voice chips all
Cattywampus.
Thanks to Sonic, everything's gone cattywampus. My cacophonic conch was the only thing keeping those 6 maniacs in check.
Some sort of a natural inhibitor to their powers. Very painful.
And very rare. The Zeti have an innate ability to manipulate magnetic fields. They can make electronics, including my mechs, do interesting things.
Interesting, you
I
say?
controlled those powers with the conch, until Sonic punted it away with his typical stupidity.
Get lost, Eggman, and let us get things under control.
I hope the Zeti eat you alive, you meddling hedgehog.
Okay, if it pleases the court, all those who think Eggman is a total bonehead raise their hands.
I do like how Cubot votes in that.
Well, here you go, folks. The motion is passed unanimously.
I didn't raise my hand.
It is true though, it was not a unanimous vote, because Eggman didn't raise his hand. Eggman didn't raise his hand at all. Oh, I remember who the Zeti is on this one. Just clipped. This is Zeti I've fondly started calling Fruit Ninja the Zeti.
It would seem the peaceful days of tending my garden will have to wait. While I take care of these matters, the rest of you cannot.
Please, Master Zik. This is not something you should trouble yourself with. It's beneath you.
Now, don't be concerned. It'll be good to stretch these old bones.
Yeah, he is the Fruit Ninja Zeti. The reason I call him that is one, he's like almost like an old ninja old man, like from Fruit Ninja, and all of his levels seem to revolve around fruit. I should explain in a minute, like, I decided to jump straight in, because, you know, why not? But it involves waiting for the fruit to fall in. All of a sudden, it sort of chomps up and fires a big stream. Then you can jump in the stream. I do like this level in places like here, because it's an interesting form of platforming. It's... I say interesting form of platforming, it is platforming. It gives you two alternative routes. One's a lot harder to do, one's a lot easier. You pick which one you want. The hard one obviously pays, the rewards higher. So yeah, I quite like that. Youth is wasted on the young. He's a grumpy old man. Grumpy old man, youth. I might start calling him Hewson. Hewson's the Fruit Ninja. Why didn't I think of that before? Hewson is the Fruit Ninja Master. Old, grumpy. Yeah, that's Hewson. So Priest will probably won't watch this, hopefully. And if he does, I'll just get it in the head next game night. Meh, be worth it. This is when I discovered that balls easily get stuck on things. And easily break on things. They get stuck on things like the goalposts, the check posts, goalposts, and then break on a tree, and it's just like, really? Decided once again, let's jump down, see what happens. Oh, I was wondering after doing that, the camera reset itself. Grumpy old man who likes gardening wants to make fertilizer out of blue hedgehogs. Yeah, Hewson. Definitely Hewson. Bum bum bum. I like the music this though. It's like Samba Party. Ah, Samba D'Amigo. You remember that game back on the Dreamcast? Ah, what a game. I wonder if I've still got these. No, I didn't. Oh, it's the chickens from Sonic and Knuckles. That's awesome. I think what they used for some of the enemies on this right, which is the enemies we didn't get to include in Sonic Generations that we wanted to bring back. These ones, let's bring them back. Oh, actually, no, then again, the that Sonic and Knuckles level, Mushroom Island, is on the 3DS version. Sonic Generations, wasn't it? So maybe they just ripped from the 3DS version to bring them to a home console? Oh, what, I don't know.
Some lessons can only be learned at the end of a boot. It's time to teach you those lessons.
I'm being taught lessons by an old man. This was a bit of a pain. I was trying to track this round before these bloody cannons firing at me. But I did it. Bum bum bum. Oh, he blew me. Luckily they were there at the time. I didn't fall to my death. Yay, red coin. That was close. Some of the planets on this level, you have to, they sort of don't give you, sorry, any indication what you're meant to do. I'm kind of just like, yeah. So I just decided, oh, so that I killed the enemies to see what happens and go for it. And that was only then when I realised that was what I had to do. It doesn't make it obvious that's what you had to do. Just so I just sort of did it. I was like, kill the enemies. Oh, the rocket. Here he is, Fruit Ninja Master himself. Oh, Magnus.
Prepare to be tested, young one.
It's a bit small for old Magnus. A bit close enough. His skin's really that colour. Houston's got this weird thing, his skin is like blue. It's really long, draggly beard. So yeah, I was running around wondering what to do and it just clicked. Lead the fruit into there, and he flies off to the next area, and then I have to go for him. At least this boss sort of introduced the mechanic of what you're meant to do during the level. Not you. Didn't realise I actually defeated here, I was like, oh, what? Got it. Shouldn't become the master. Yeah. Whatever. Defeat 50 edges. This is what you trade for. Right. I'm guessing these hovercraft stuff had something to do with multiplayer. That's what I was guessing all the little amateur side quests were. Until a bit later on, I think it is where I realised they actually unlock things to use in the game. I think it's on the 4 factor working out on this zone. Oh, Zone 3 Tropical Coast. This one is the first on Rails level. It's actually quite interesting. It's quite fun for a change.
Who cares about him? Now that I'm free, I want to squeeze Eggman till he pops.
And eat him, I suppose.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. There are better ways to make him suffer. But more delicious? What would you say if I told you we could?
Would you say eating Eggman counts as delicious? If you go back to his original story of how he was formed from merging with a rotten egg.
Yes, you have.
So, you'll be eating effectively a rotten egg in human.
And it will be Eggman's own creation that causes his its destruction.
Oh, poor Glutton. Yeah, it's got quite nice, relaxing music, and it's like, yeah. I will admit, I did get a game over on this one. It's one of the levels where I cut it out, and I'll show you the part I got a game over on when we get to it. It's not too far in, but it's very, it's something I didn't realise what I had to do, and I got a bit confused. I was just like, I think it's on this part somewhere. So this part, you have to go for those little things to open up. So you flip the switch, opens the door. Fair enough. This switch, I kept double jumping or over jumping it, and it kept knocking me off and dying. I was like, oh. I originally thought the gold things just had to grind into, but apparently you don't. I think the next one I see, I think I'll try a homing attack, and that works on it. Yeah, that was the one part I kept dying on and got to go over for. So yeah, the rest of this level's all like, okay, I've got past the part I was stuck on for ages, now what do I do? The rest of this level is sort of like, the first time I'm playing it, winging it along. I don't think I died again, or I might do, I can't remember. I quite like this isometric view. Seems to work quite well on Rails levels, because it's sort of like, it seems to work. I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. Hey, it's the guy from Sky Air. Oh, it's Sky Level in Sonic 2 cool. Yeah, that's the ones I would have taken into home attack on. For some reason I do a double jump there for some stupid reason, so I missed out on another red ring, which you'll see. But I like, because it's like all the twists and turns, and it's quite relaxing, musical basically. That one was incredibly good. You saw this green pole, and just like, oh, green helps get faster. I jump to that and then jump back to the normal one. Jump to it, shot along. Oh no, I do die one more time, but it doesn't get a game over. It's here. Homing attack on both of these. Doesn't land me back on the pole. Pushed me to one side for some reason. And that's the one thing this game, the homing attack doesn't seem to be perfect. It seems to be broken at times. And now I know why I've got to jump across that green one to get that red thing. It makes sense now. I think this time I think I said to myself, I'll try one more time, if not I'll ignore them. But I actually seem to do it properly. Though then I almost did really mess up there, but I pulled it off. And that's the end of that level. But I like how I liked how the rails worked. It was quite a relaxing music into it, and yeah, I quite enjoyed that level. I will admit.
Sonic, something bad's happening.
Whoa, what's going on?
I don't know. It's like something in the sky is draining the life out of the
Really?
world. Plants, animals, even the air feels cold and dead.
Oh.
Okay, you guys stay safe down there. I'll try to figure out what's going on and stop it.
Sonic world's all dying. Yeah, so unlocked the final area and another circus. As you see, this part, it's a bit Rebel Pod style, a bit sped up. Basically, I won an item. And it said to me, oh, congratulations, you won an item. You can now use these items. But you can't store this one. I was like, what? And so I got all confused, and so it took me a while to read. So I read it in a while, and then at this point, I went to the loo. I'm not gonna lie. But now I'm back. And go back into the level. Thought you didn't want to see me standing around, so Rebel podged it, sped it up.
Your time is almost over, rash hedgehog. I shall prepare for you a lesson in respect. A painful lesson.
Yes, Master
Oh,
Houston.
someone's gonna get taken to school, all right.
Follow, if you dare.
Master Houston's a grumpy old man in this game. I am going to keep referring to him as Master Houston just because it makes sense to me. This is the part where, after reading about unlocking all these items, every time you do one of those challenges, you unlock them. So yes, and I've now got... Well, I got super speed and ran straight in and died because I wasn't sure. I was looking at the gamepad screen. It's basically on the gamepad at the moment. On the right hand side, I've got a list of like almost boxes basically, or monitors with items in. And I'm like, oh, so you can just press these once you've unlocked them to do it. So there we go. I've got invincibility. Oh, that's quite cool. And then what else have I got? There's a shield. Classic shield sound delight. Can't remember what that one was. But yeah, I didn't realise that until here, that I had these things that I'm collecting by doing these challenges that I'll say be, other than the useless multiplayer ones. Oh, I suppose they're not useless if you play the multiplayer, might be good. But I realise now that I have to do is knock these things out to be able to move on. Then I realised that this pineapple, I'm not breaking it, it's not hurting me. So I decided I'll try rolling over them. Sure enough, that's what you gotta do. You gotta roll a pineapple over these birds. Luckily it's quite a short world this, so... Now you got 3 more to go. Problem is with it though is you don't even have to go really even touch it. You just sort of just get close to the pineapple and it pushes it. So I don't know. I didn't enjoy this boss fight as much as I hoped. Maybe because all it seemed to involve was going from planet to planet and doing stupid things like that. It's just like, this isn't really entertaining. You know, the gluten one, it actually was a challenge. I died a few times in it. This one, I think I did it first try, I think. You know, so for the third boss into the game, I'm just doing it first try walking through it. It's a bit like, and the overuse of the bloody wisps, which make no sense. I said this in the review, I'm going to say it again. Why are they here? Why? Yes, it's in the same universe as Sonic Colors. Yes, it's technically a sequel to Sonic Colors. But then at the same time, while it might be a sequel, it's on a different planet. Why are the wisps here?
Youngsters refer to a beating as being schooled. In that case, class is in session.
And that annoyed me as well. Sort of shot up into the air and randomly teleported here. So maybe if I've fallen down. But it's got some of my favourite enemies from Sonic 2 in. The I should know what they're called, but my memory's been horrible at the moment. But basically they're from the Hilltop Zone originally. Yeah, he's got coconuts in as well. That's awesome. Which I was then trying to attack, but I couldn't work it out, so I thought, sod it.
Disturbs the tranquility of my garden. Like a spiny blue weed.
It's the crab from No. What was the, like, the circus style one on Sonic 1? I didn't understand what that thing was. That purple thing. I was like, what? It seems to happen when you're at the top there. Just couldn't understand it. And it stopped happening now. Weird. I've got a feeling I have to do that again. Yeah, I do have to do it again. So I died there. Anyway, I knew I did. So, then walk straight off and die. So let's try it again. This time, I don't just run straight off. I stop and I think about it. Get the red thing and move on. This time, crab equals evil. Let's ignore it. Or try and attack it anyway. Well, I got the red ring. Doesn't matter that I lost my rings. So I decided to go back on myself to get the spring to go forward on myself. My thought was maybe it would push me faster. No. Never mind, eh? Ba-ba-bum. There's my next red coin. That was quite clever, but because Sonic felt so slow, I just didn't seem to get any speed on it. And I thought these were quite clever in the fact that actually the fish moves the water and it jumps in and out, so it moves the land. This was like because I just wanted to go faster and I was sort of going as fast as I could. I literally seem to have spent most of this section of it just getting hurt. But I got the red coin, so that's all that matters.
Glorious to prepare for battle once more. I feel like I'm 100 years old again. Perhaps when I'm finished, I'll go clubbing.
Oh, Aaron feels like he's 100 years old again. Once again, you shoot off and sort of makes no sense how you got to this part. But
Your lesson begins now.
here it is, Sonic the Hedgehog versus Master Houston, the Fruit Ninja. I told you he's a Fruit Ninja. Unfortunately, again, it's just like, and then you have to use the whisk, jump from planet to planet. Which is just annoying. Again, another planet jump. Once I found the planet anyway. I thought, oh, so let's go for that.
Did you think I've been trying up to now? Master should be proud.
And then, there it is, Master Houston defeated. Not bad, eh? Not bad.
We have a mutual problem. One so large that it will take both of us to overcome.
Whatever. I told you, we can handle the Zeddy by ourselves.
That may be true, but the rebellious swine have gotten hold of a device of mine, and they're using it in ways for which it was never designed.
What was it designed for, Doctor?
Hi, punch, protection.
It was supposed to extract energy from our world, but the machine is unstable. Once it reaches full power, it can't be shut off. It will drain our world dry.
So that's what Amy was talking about.
And you just want to go smash it, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Well, yeah. What? It's what I do.
Oh, always your answer to everything, Hedgehog. If you wish to create a cataclysmic explosion that will incinerate everything within 100 miles, please smash away.
So, there's no off switch?
No, not anymore. I need to get to the machine and reprogram the shutdown sequence. I'll supply the brains. You will supply the brawn I need to get past the Zeti.
Oh, and you're asking so nicely.
Good one, buddy.
Thanks.
Man up, Tails.
Tails,
I don't like
man up.
working with my most hated enemies any more than you do.
Right then, guys. This is it for
Yeah,
me.
well, teaming up with you feels like the end of the world, Eggman.
So this is KarlosTheJackal for Geeking Up and Peace.